Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming to Bear Clooney Watches channel, and I am Bear Clooney. This is Bear Clooney's Cave. Today I'll be talking a little bit about my Rolex Yachtmaster. Often people ask me, what do you like about Yachtmaster? I mean, isn't that just a different version of the Rolex sub? You know, what I like about Rolex Yachtmaster is fact that it is sports watch, yet it has its dressier side. Rolex has developed this watch and came out with it in 1992. And Rolex is known as a company that doesn't come up with a lot of new models. I mean, if we're looking at the history, the previously to Rolex Yachtmaster, the introduction of the new model was in 1964, and that was Rolex Daytona. So between 1964 and 1992, Rolex did not introduce any new pieces, any new models, my apology. Uh, so 28 years, and then Rolex Yachtmaster shows up. Well, definitely a nautical piece. Rolex is known to be a company that sponsors many of these yacht races, and ultimately it is a piece that is heavily involved in that world of yacht racing. And I think what the idea was is to come up with a piece that would be um, in its design more dressy and less diver and more a piece that you would enjoy on the surface of the water. So they come up with Rolex Yachtmaster, which I posted a picture at the beginning of this video, which is completely different from what we know today as being Yachtmaster. And today we have a two Yachtmaster. We have a Yachtmaster and we have a Yachtmaster 2. Yachtmaster 2 is completely different thing. It's a piece with the complication of the countdown. I don't have that piece, and I'm talking today about Rolex Yachtmaster, and this is my piece. It is Rolex Yachtmaster 116622, and it's a platinum dial. It's a platinum bezel. It's a beautiful piece. And I think one more reason why I love this watch is because to me it has such a classy look, sporty look, and this red second hand on that background of a beautiful platinum dial. It just feels so Swiss. It has those Swiss colors to me. So I enjoy this piece. And you know, it's a simple explanation. Emotionally, this piece provides for me this feeling of luxury, of more dressy, yet it's still sporty, and it suits my personality and my style. So why don't we do a wristwatch check from another angle and then go to the Bear Club studio, and we will talk more about this piece. Thank you. And here is the wristwatch check of this beautiful, beautiful piece. I find it so elegant, so sporty. You know, it is perfect for those of us who love sports watches, but sometimes we do want to feel a little bit dressier. Beautiful, eh? And this river boat. Oof, I love it. Look at that. here we are in Bear Clooney Watches studio. We're looking at Bear Clooney's Rolex Yachtmaster 116622 platinum dial. I just love this piece. Look at that red second hand, that red writing on it, with a beautiful contrast to platinum dial and that platinum bezel that adds to certain elegance and luxury of this watch. This watch is a natural progression to Rolex Yachtmaster line. Like everything else Rolex does through evolution of the watch. So from the previous version of the Rolex Yachtmaster, we can see that they made improvements on the bezel. Bezel is kind of more crisp. The case remains the same. The watch is very thin, so it's a 40 millimeter case. The movement is 31, 35. That has not changed either. It's a standard movement also used in Rolex Sub, a very dependable workhorse movement, high quality movement. If we focus on some external differences from the previous piece, we will notice right off the bat that the new model is slightly different in its look on the dial. The bead blasted look of the old platinum dial has been toned down quite a bit, and it seems to have an almost creamy texture instead of the rougher appearance of the old one, and it's tiny bit darker, but that's most likely a result of less sparkle, and also it kind of contributes to improvement on legibility. The Yachtmaster writing on the dial is also much thinner in a font than the previous model. And again, this is a matter of the taste, but I find that it's contributing to this elegant look. The bezel is so slightly different on this one than previous one too, in line with the thinner Yachtmaster font and the creamier, smoother dial. The numbers and graduations on the new bezel are just a little thinner as well. So this is that new look that I think is going in line to adding more elegance and showing the watch being built with more finesse. The biggest improvement probably on this watch is the bracelet from the previous version and the clasp. We have now new clasp complete with easy links. It's a high quality Rolex bracelet in every aspect of that word. And finally, something that always bugged me with the Yachtmaster line was with the previous one was the lack of continuity between the lugs and the bracelet. And it didn't have that continuity. It almost looked like Rolex as a luxury brand doesn't care enough. They have addressed that in this version. They did a fantastic job. There is this fantastic continuity between the lugs and the bracelet, like you cannot complain any longer. One last thing is the lume, which I will show you a lume shot after. The previous version had a green lume, and this one has a chromolite blue lume, which I just love, and I think it suits the look of this watch. So we will go to the lume shot, and that should conclude this video. And here we can see the lume shot of my Yachtmaster. I just love that blue. I think it's a perfect lume shot. I hope you like it as much as I do. And this concludes Bear Clooney Watches video about Rolex Yachtmaster 116622. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comment section. Subscribe if you can, and support Bear Clooney channel. I will do my best not to let you down. Once again, thank you for watching.